I need for you to believe in our family. We're Marsh forever.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Marsh Forever. My name is Tiana, and thank you guys for coming back. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to avoid regretting the design center, and I'm going to be giving you guys some applicable tips and strategies to help you have a positive and a fun experience at the design center. Like, it's supposed to be fun, right? So, if you guys are new, my hubby and I are building our dream home, finally. And we would love to have you on our dream house journey. And if you want to join, be sure to subscribe to our channel. And I want everyone who's watching to like, comment, and share, so you can help somebody else along the way. So let's go ahead and get started. Here we go. So the first tip is to have a realistic budget range. Please don't go into the design center with one number. I don't want to spend more than $2,000. No, don't do that, guys. I think it's a setup, honestly. And I don't have the statistics to prove it, but I feel like everybody who goes in there with just one number more than likely goes over that number. And so I want you to think about this. For every $10,000 you spend, your mortgage increases $50. So let's say you say, I'm okay with going up $100 in my mortgage. That's your situation. Let's say I'm okay with that, right? You can say, okay, well, I could spend $20,000 more at the design center. Now, I'm not saying do this, but if you can afford it, do what works for you. Do what works for you. So if your budget was initially $10,000, you could say, okay, well, I could spend up to $30,000 now. And before you do that, I would say be sure to get that approved for your lender, to make sure you're still pre-approved for that amount, or figure out if it can be rolled into your mortgage, or if you have to bring that additional money to closing, okay? Because it depends on your lender. For us, we're doing a 20% down conventional loan. So our lender knew our situation and was much more lenient. Something else that we did to help us create a realistic budget is, because we're doing 20% down, we said we cannot spend more than 20% of the base price of our house. Because when we close and settle and it's time to pay mortgage, it's like, I don't want to be paying for the full tile in the mortgage. I don't want to be paying for that morning room in the mortgage. I want to only be paying for the base price of this house. So we knew not to exceed 20%. That was helpful. All right, so tip number 2, I would say, is to ask for a price sheet and or a virtual browse appointment. So our builder automatically did that, and I think a lot of builders are doing that because of COVID, and they don't want people in the design center for too many hours. They have to be a little bit more strategic with that. But our builder basically gave us a thumb drive with the price sheet, all the pictures of every upgrade, like a little sample picture. And they also gave us pictures of inspiration. So the upgrade or standard option that they put in home, they took pictures of that and put that in the thumb drive as well, which was extremely helpful because you can see how some of the options look in the house and not just on like a table, which was great. And so with that information, we created a master list, and we prioritized what was the most important, like, I'm not buying this house if I don't have this, and then worked our way down. And then we got that price and was like, oh no, we're not doing that. And we were able just to scratch off the things that just weren't that important to us and we didn't really care about. Now, there were a few things that didn't have the best pictures or weren't zoomed in enough so I could see the detail. And so we were able to make like 2 choices. So if you watched our design center appointment, and I'll link that here, you would know that we had 2 options for our kitchen, I think countertops, 2 options for our bathroom countertops, and 2 options for our secondary baths. And we were able to see those things physically in person, touch, feel, because sometimes the pictures didn't have the best lighting, and then we were able to make those decisions in person, so that made it easy too. But having the sample pictures or pictures of inspiration helped, because we can narrow things down and say, okay, we kind of want this, we think we want that, we definitely want this, or we definitely don't want that. So definitely ask for that price sheet and the browse appointment. The third tip, which I think is a super important tip, is to speak with a contractor or someone like you trust in the business. So my dad is an electrician and has been for over 20 years. And we have a bomb contractor that we met through our realtor. And if you've seen our full house tour on our last house, you'll be able to see they did our bathrooms, they did our cabinets, they did such a great job. Our contractor is very knowledgeable, and so I had that price sheet, and with some stuff I'm like, oh, this is too expensive. Like, is this really the price of this? And so I called her like, yo, like, what is this price? Is this the price? And she was like, oh no, don't pay for that. And I think when I first got the price sheet, I kind of freaked out because I seen like all the prices for like electrical sockets, and I was ignorant to the fact that a lot of that stuff was already included because they have to follow certain codes. So I thought we had to pay for every electrical socket we wanted, and she was like, no, that stuff is standard. You're paying for if you want any additional ones. And so some things like pre-wires and stuff, I was asking her like, is this a fair price? Is this a fair price? And she would let me know, yep, do this, or no, don't do that, we can come do that later. And so we just put that money to the side for her. So we saved, like, I want to say 30 to 40 grand doing that, because we were going to spend like an additional $2,000 on some, just on like pre-wires everywhere. And then we were going to get the basement done, and we want the basement done very similar to how they do it, but we couldn't get it exactly how we want. I mean, we could, because our builder allows you to do custom options. Like some things we did do custom, but it wouldn't have worked out with the money part. So we're allowing our contractors to finish our basement when we move in. So boom, she saved us a lot of money. Another thing I would say do is to Google the prices. Like, don't be afraid to say, okay, this faucet costs an additional, or this faucet package costs this amount. Let me see how much this costs on Amazon. And so, for example, I don't even know how much the hardware package is because I never planned on buying it, because the hardware that I seen, it wasn't what I loved. It was something that was just like doable, and I would have had to change it anyway. So it's like, I'm not paying more for something that I don't even really like, so let me just not do it at all. And I looked it up on Amazon, and it's like, I'm sure it's hundreds of dollars cheaper. Like I said, I didn't look at the price because I didn't like the stuff anyway, and I refused to pay even $1 for something I really didn't like. So I would say Google the prices on some things. What's something else you can Google the price on? Like light fixtures. Like, I didn't really like any of their light fixture options. So because I didn't like any of them, I didn't feel the need to pay even for the upgraded ones. So I'm going to get the standard ones, the ones that come with the house, and then just change them. Because the ones that I really, it was one I really liked, it was like level 5. So I didn't even look at that price, but I'm not paying a premium price for something I can really just find at Home Depot. So Google prices of things you can swap out yourself. So another tip, I think this is tip 5, is to think about the structural upgrades that will cost you more money in the design center. So let's say, for example, we got a morning room, right? And so we priced out how much it would be to get hardwood floors on the entire first floor. But we also had to add into that price how much it would now be, because we have an extension, a morning room. So that means more flooring. So some of the structural upgrades you choose will cost you more in the design center. Another option example I can give you is, back when we did our house hunting video, I'm gonna link that here too, there was like a spa bath where the shower was like a rectangular, or I don't even know what shape. It was a really big, massive shower. We didn't do that because we chose the deck option, but also because we didn't want a big, beautiful shower with standard tile, right? We will want upgraded tile. But upgrading your tile on a standard shower is not going to cost as much as upgrading your tile on a spa shower. So let's say upgrading the tile for the shower costs $100, right? But that's just for the standard shower. So if you want the upgraded tile that's $100 in the spa shower, it might now cost you $300. I'm just throwing out numbers. But some of the upgrades will cost you more in the design center, so think about those things very, very wisely. So the next tip I will recommend is for you guys to ask to go into one of the houses that are already finished. And I know this is like contingent on like where they are in the building process, but luckily for us, we were able to go into 2 homes to help us really get a visual on how some things looked. And so some of the pictures, well, our builder did give us the picture on the thumb drive. We were super grateful, but these are not photographers taking the pictures. These are like either the sales team or the contractors. So some of them weren't like the best, the best quality pictures. They didn't have good lighting and things like that. And so we were able to go into 2 homes, and it confirmed that we actually liked the standard floors, because when we looked at the floors online for like a better picture of inspiration, it was like a 3D image and it looked horrible. Like, oh, we definitely don't want those floors. So we thought we were going to go to the level 2 or level 3 floor, which is going to cost us a lot more money. But actually being able to see the floors in person, like on the floor, it helped us say, oh no, we definitely want to do this. And we thought we were going to get carpet at first in the living room, but we didn't like how the transition looked. So we said, nope, we're not doing that. Then we thought we were going to get carpet on the step. We was like, nope, we don't like that. So going into a real house, it really helped us make decisions that we're now not going to regret, because I would have been mad if we got carpet in the living room seeing how they did the transitions and on the steps. I didn't like that at all. So if you can, definitely ask to go into a real home that's almost finished and has some of the upgrades or standard choices you're thinking about. All right, so I think that I already said this tip in the earlier, but let me just reiterate it. And that is, you can have multiple options when you're going into the design center. And I think it's very helpful. So in our appointment, you were able to see that we wanted these gray floors for the secondary bathrooms. And we were able to see the picture online and we really liked them. But we weren't sure which cabinets we were going to do, and our design consultant was like, I don't think you're going to like the gray on the gray. And so she basically pulled the gray and pulled the white, so when we got there we could just look at them and see what we wanted. And we ended up changing the floors and still doing the gray cabinets because we didn't want white cabinets in all the secondary bathrooms. So choose more than one option before your appointment, and when you get there they can have those options there, so when you're there you're not choosing between 9 options. You can narrow it down to 2 or 3 options. The last tip, as always, ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask questions before you get there, ask questions when you're there, ask questions once you leave, before you got to put your final your final choices in the system or whatever. Ask questions. It's your house. You have to live there. You have to pay for it. Don't feel bad asking questions. You might get on their nerves, but I promise you, everybody getting on their nerves. It's overwhelming. It's an overwhelming market. It's nothing they haven't seen before. But you should have the house of your dreams. And so ask the questions you need to ask to have the house of your dreams. Alright guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope that these tips were very helpful and very informative. I was trying to be very practical and really think about the things that truly helped us when going to the design center. If you guys are building your house or thinking about building your home, please let me know down in the comments, and we can support each other through this hard journey. I know it's going to be worth it in the end, but it is pretty tough. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Right by your side, the thick and the thin. I'll cherish you right till the end. That's all I need for you to believe in our family. We're Marsh forever.